Just kidding. You thought it was muted for a minute, didn't you? Gotcha. Oh, look at that. Well, guess who just joined us? Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you're happy, because I am freaking pleased. All right. Hold on, I got work to do. We're a minute and a half away. What did I just do? Great. We're now 7.5 minutes away. Just kidding. We're good. I'm in a good freaking mood today. I didn't even get laid yesterday. Hi, Bob. I like that shirt. You look like a tough guy. I like that. You should see him, everybody. He's got a gray and black shirt, the black sleeves with the sleeves cut off. He's buff, too. You don't realize how big Bob is. It's not just Bob, it's Big Bob. Just Big Bob. Good morning. Your hair looks nice. Got yourself a haircut. Looks good. All right, look at you. Man. Except for that bruise on your arm, you gotta tell Brian stop banging his head on you.
You know what? That's better for almost it's way better than it was. That was just a dumb thing. I caught myself on the car door.
Ooh.
So on the top corner of the car door, I caught myself on it getting out.
I hit my shin one time. It took months to heal. Funny thing, it was before my heart attack. It didn't heal until my heart attack was fixed. And then my blood flow was better, and my legs started healing. I'd cut my leg, and it wouldn't heal. I never knew why. I just thought I was getting old. All right, we're 20 seconds away. Good to see you. Oh, by the way, we're starting with another story problem. Just so you know, we're waking up with our brains on. All right, here we go. God help us. We have a liftoff, all right. I'm so freaking happy. I'm in a good mood. I'm going to the bar later. I can tell you that right now. Someone's getting their ass beaten pool. Someone. If you're out there, Casey. No, I don't even know if he's going out tonight. And when I say tonight, I mean 2:30 p.m. till around 7. Oh, wrong mouse. I'm not going to do that. Monday sucks because this is a great Monday.
I'm so happy it's Monday. Monday. M-O-N-D-A-Y. Monday. Today is Monday.
Sing along. You know the words. You know the words by now. Sing along, everybody. It's Monday. Yeah. We're still partying here on Sapphire Soup du Jour. Good morning, everybody. It is that time. 4:02 on the West Coast, 7:02 on the East, and we don't do math in public, so Mountain or Central Time or anywhere else in the world, we don't know. I'm Sapphire Pates.
I'm just Bob.
And we don't care either. Not only do we not know what time it is in your neck of the woods, we really don't care what the weather's like, because the weather here sucks. We don't care what time it is. We don't care what time your winter solstice started. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. There's more to the summer solstice than what meets the eyeball.
There sure was last night.
We had booming thunderstorms here. Nothing like what's going on in the southeast.
But, but kept us up for half the night.
You know what else kept me up all night? Having a party. It was my Sunday night bash in my bed by 9 o'clock last night. Yeah, darn, my Sunday was filled with football. People go football in June. You have no idea. People think of youth and high school football for Texas and Florida. No way, baby. Michigan's trying to make a name and a statement about it. So yesterday I filmed 8 football games. I arrived at the stadium officially at 7, but I got there about 6:50 a.m. Sunday morning, bright and squirrely.
Wow.
And didn't leave until 7 p.m. And they canceled one of the games because the games took longer than expected, which is going to happen. It's youth football. They're learning the game. The referees are amateurs. They're not professional referees that study the game completely. So it takes a little more time when you got 9-year-olds out there. Right? They're out there going, hey, did you get the new Pokemon card? And the coach is trying to teach them about a 44 Blast. What? Is that yellow Pokemon? Which one's the 44 Blast? Is that the Baja? We're talking Mountain Dew here. So,
Too funny.
Here we go. Today, we're going to start the day, first of all, with a good morning, everybody. And hopefully you had a good weekend. But we're going to do math right off the bat. I know I saved this for Bob. First of all, we're going to get rid of this damn song. All right, Manic Monday, here we go. What do you get when you mix a wild series of events over a 7-hour period involving a tractor, 2 injured police officers, a house fire, and multiple damaged vehicles on a Wednesday night?
Man, I don't know. It's chaos.
Well, you get 11 different charges, including multiple counts of attempted murder, arson, aggravated motor vehicle theft, vehicular eluding, criminal mischief, and reckless endangerment. On a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday, yeah.
Now,
That's pretty good.
one of the stories we're talking about later has to do with nothing good happens after midnight. So this here happened about 6 p.m., right? And the led up from 6 p.m. to the wee hours of Thursday morning. So this guy's Wednesday night involved a whole lot. It started when police were advised of a disturbance. First of all, you know you're in the boondocks when the series of wild events involve a tractor and County Road P. A noun, not an adverb or adjective. County Road P. So you know you're out in the boondocks. A man reported with the knife. You froze up, Bob. Or unless you're just staring at me with lust in your eyes because it's a summer solstice and that's what it happens. So I have a feeling that you froze up because you're still staring at me. So a man reported with the knife. Right? Authorities get to the area and they come to find out that he had stolen a tractor and was running over vehicles on his dad's property. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I'm running over all your vehicles. Sounds like some family dynamics there, much like Meet the Fockers or something. So that's how it started. He's running over vehicles on his father. Well, this wasn't on Father's Day, so this would happen on Wednesday. So they want to take him into custody. Well, guess what? That didn't happen. Multiple law enforcement agencies called to assist, right? This guy, Cimarron Mathis, 30 years old, right? Running over vehicles on his dad's property. Many people trying to get him pulled over. He takes off. He runs over. Hi again.
Welcome back.
He runs over the vehicles and everything. Hits police officers, runs them over. Both those officers were checked out by medical units on the scene and suffered minor injuries. But it's still, they call it attempted murder because he was running them over. So after he did his rampage with the tractor, he got into the house and was lighting the house on fire. The deputies were watching through the windows. And he did eventually light the house on fire and burn it down. So that begs to wonder, should the police have shot through the window and stopped him from burning the house? The only life at stake is his at that time. So use of deadly force is not necessarily feasible at that time. You could argue that he already tried to kill officers, but you can only stop that threat when the threat is active, right? So therefore, you still have to try to arrest this man for trying to kill the officers. So good for them for not shooting him through the window.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean,
So
he's there doing it to himself. So.
he probably lit the house on fire going, I'm going down with the house, baby, like the movies, and then realized, wait a minute, screw that. So as fire begins spreading in the house, the SWAT team deploys tear gas into the house. They figure, well, if that smoke ain't going to get him out, tear gas will. Think about the use of tear gas there. If the black toxic smoke from a fire will not get you to leave, tear gas is useless, baby. Right?
Yeah.
So now the cops are patting each other on the back going, good job, Leroy, you done did it. You saved them by shooting tear gas in there. No, dum-dum. The black smoke and facing death right straight in the eye makes you less of the big man that you thought you were. And you said, oh my goodness, maybe I better get out of here, put my tail between my legs and go serve some time while I'm alive. Because burning by smoke inhalation doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
Just ask the Marlboro Man. It only took him 40 years to die from it, though. For you, it'd be 4 minutes, because you're in a black smoke-filled room.
Mm-hmm.
So at 1 a.m., he finally comes out with his tail between his legs, soot on his face. You'll never take me alive. Okay, take me alive.
Well, please. Somebody, please, yes.
Right, you'll never take me alive, copper, because somebody save me. Hanging out the window. Right, well, no. You got yourself into this mess. You get yourself out. Jump. We'll put one little single mattress down. A baby crib mattress. So you just don't have compound fractures in both legs. The reason I wanted to start with that story is to make fun of the guy, first of all, because you're an idiot. Cimarron, okay? You're an idiot for doing all that. However, one of the things we're going to talk about today, I heard it yesterday. So they were talking about, or this morning on the way in, rather, a county in Michigan having a commercial talking about, their future and trying to, a public service thing. And they're talking about social unrest and all the issues and stuff. And it's like, why would you bring that into a commercial trying to draw people with a negative connotation? Right? And social unrest, what exactly is that? Right? Would we consider this social unrest? Because I had to look it up. There's terms for it. And like civil disobedience and social unrest. And we're going to talk about that later coming up. So but that's why I wanted to talk. Individual people is not social unrest. Individual people doing stupid things are stupid people doing stupid things. But we want to name it something convenient and inclusive. How about you're a dumbass, go sit in jail for a while, and if you screw up again, we're going to do the same thing but longer. And after the third time, we're just going to forget you're in there. We won't throw away the key, right?
Yeah.
Because Bubba's going to want his way with you every now and again. It's called a conjugal visit between inmates. So we make sure you get the right roomie. If I ever get locked up, God help whoever my roommate is, because they're gonna be like, you gotta get off me, girl. This is just too much. I am not the bull at Gillies down in Texas. Remember Gillies?
Oh yeah.
The young kids don't remember that at all. Hell, if you don't wear a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, you don't remember that probably. Well, not true. John Travolta was an urban cowboy, and that's what made it famous, or one of the things that made it famous. So if you're ever down County Road P in Colorado, Castilla County, tell Cimarron Mathis, 30 years old, he'd probably be out in 5 years, so I wouldn't go right now. Of course, maybe he signed an agreement that he'd be a good boy. Like that one guy who was out after choking a woman out, right? And then he falls asleep in the college campus with loaded assault weapons and a machete. And they go, well, he signed a note saying he would come back, so we're letting him go because, we have so many people doing bad things here. Like we got 5 people sitting in jail cells because we pulled them over because their car smelled like weed, right? But we're going to let this guy who attempted to kill a woman, and he's been charged with it, and then after being charged with it, he's out on probate, or he's out on bail, and he gets arrested sleeping in a college campus in North Carolina with assault weapons and a machete and drugs, and they make him sign a promissory note to behave and come back. But the young man who just got busted with a joint now is in the system forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but let's worry about something else. Let's worry about... Name all the dumb things we're worried about. Let's worry about the name on my syrup packet. Let's change the world.
Mm-hmm.
Let's worry about my rice name. And I think it's fine they did that. But people sit there and go, hey, we got Uncle Ben's name changed. We did something. No, you didn't. You did nothing, right? You changed the name of something. Okay, you did something. Yeah, you did something. You were 0.01% productive in that. But how about we focus on not killing each other in the street? How about we focus on not running over your dad's cars? The whole mentality. I want to hurt you because you pissed me off. How ignorant is that statement for an adult?
Yeah, for sure.
How many people, and I would love to look this information up. This is out of nowhere. I had no plan on talking about how dumb we are again. But how many people have assault charges against them because somebody said a mean thing to them? You called my mom a bitch. I'm 52 years old. I don't care what you call me. First, I have to care what you think of me for you to call me something, right? We get drawn into this, somebody talking, and you want to hurt them, right? So this guy, obviously, they got family problems. Cimarron Mathis is 30 years old, driving over a tractor over his dad's vehicles. Yeah, there's some, more than likely, Jack Daniels involved, maybe some devil's lettuce.
Could be.
But why? What good? Why do we have to hurt one another? Why can't we just walk away and go, wow, what a douchebag?
Well, how did it ever escalate to this point in our world, too? That's the thing. It's like,
because when you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Once they realize this cancel culture, that you can complain about anything, and if it's a sensitive subject, you can't stand on it. Period. Ooh, that's uncomfortable, isn't it? Just a dead silence. The airwaves go quiet. I'll talk about uncomfortable things because I know I have the right heart and the right mind.
Mm-hmm. For it to escalate to that point, I say, people have been calling people names for 100 years, but they haven't been killing each other, and hurting each other physically over it for 100 years.
Right.
This has developed in relatively recent time.
People shooting. I mean, we got a story coming up in a little bit. I'll bring it up right now. This jackass in Starbucks pulls a gun at Starbucks because they didn't put cream cheese on his freaking bagel. An angry Florida man, of course we're in Florida, no offense against Florida, Miami Gardens. An angry Florida man pulls a gun on a drive-through worker because they forgot the cream cheese with the bagel. But guess what? Karma, instant karma, slapped you right in the face. Guess who the employee just happened to be the daughter of? The chief of police.
Wow.
So Miami Gardens chief of police has a young lady, daughter, who's working to be a productive member of society, and she's working at Starbucks. And the guy gets angry because they messed up his order earlier in the week, and he returned screaming at the employee. And she said, well, did you pay for the cream cheese? At which point he pulled out a gun and he said, I'm not this time, nor did I last time, because I'm a piece of crap.
Wow.
You know, 23-year-old daughter was traumatized. Of course, you got a gun pulled on you. He did not point the gun at her. He brandished it. Right? Don't matter. You pull that out, it changes the whole mood. Believe me. I know. It don't make, you're not Bruce Willis in a movie. It's not Die Hard when you're unarmed or you can't reach your firearm and they got theirs on your face. That sucks. I know.
Mm-hmm. For real.
But it don't mean, even if it's not pointed at you though, it don't take nothing to do it. The decision to shoot is the thing you got to worry about. The only thing you worry about is if they're pointing it at you, is if they accidentally shoot you. But yeah, anybody who gets a gun pulled them is in fear of their life. There's no doubt. And some of the people I know, even if they're my friends, if they pulled a gun out and wanted to show it to me, they'd be in fear. I was in a work situation and a gun was found in the facility. And I'm walking and I didn't realize, at first I'm looking at the lady and I'm walking behind her and she's walking with it and it looked like a cell phone. It was a 9mm Beretta. And as I looked at it and I thought, man, it looks like a gun. And I was about to say that jokingly. I was going to say, hey, you got a gun in here? And then she turned when she saw me and she literally held it up and not pointed it at me, but pointed it toward me and said, hey, I found this in one of the shelves. And I said, well, first of all, put it back down. And then I took it from her. I said, well, I'll take it. And then I took it to the manager that was on duty there. Because I was like, hey, now I got my fingerprints on it, but I don't care. I didn't do nothing wrong. So whatever. But the gun was found. But she didn't even know. She thought it was a toy. She goes, I don't know. Is it real? If you don't know, it's real. Right? It's real. I yell at people. My kids are grown now, but nobody in my house pointed a toy gun at anybody. If it wasn't a squirt gun with water in it, you didn't point it at somebody. Period. Period. There's no, well, it's not loaded. You know how many times we've heard that in America?
Right, and then we're reading about a funeral and watching a,
the tragedy.
Like that.
Yeah. So they caught this jackass anyways, and he denied threatening her. He said, no, it was just falling out of my pocket, so I grabbed it. Well, yeah, sure.
What they all say.
But the point is, why? What have we become? What is with the anger? Why are we so mad? We're being told to be. That's why. We're being told to be. We're conditioned to feel our life is to be a servitude. I don't want to use the word enslaved because that takes on a whole different meaning. But we are servants to our own life. Now, coming up in the show later, we're also going to be talking about the housing and homelessness. And in North Carolina, there was a councilman who made a proposal that is quite controversial, and he caught a lot of flack, and he's standing his ground completely about it. Not like Florida stand your ground, where you just shoot everybody and say, I'm standing my ground, even though I chased him down and shot him in the back of the neck. But, not Florida stand your ground. But
Exactly.
Where you abuse and kill an alligator and then say, well, I had to kill it. Remember that story? Dumbass. But we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the homelessness, and is it not just homelessness, but housing? Are we homeless because we can't afford $1,200 a month to live in a place? And have the youngins figured out how to outsmart everybody? And Canada even is getting involved because their catastrophic market is what they're calling their housing market. And that's just north of us. So it's not just here. I believe the greed is overpowering the morality, and people are going to take what they can get. And then some people are going to go, nope, we're not doing it. And if you think about it, we're not going to think about it right now, because we're not going to. Later, we're going to talk about that, right? And we're also going to be talking later in the 9 o'clock hour is life after death. There's now with a lot of COVID deaths, there are people that are having signs come back by their loved ones and stuff, and we're going to talk about certain specifics and is it real or not? And we've talked about that before. Even the other day we talked about universes with other life, and so again, those are some things we're going to be addressing today, amongst the others.
Well, that will be fun. I mean, you've heard people say things like, when I'm gone, I'm going to come back and haunt you. Well, if you come back and haunt them, that means that there's life after. So that's, or at least that's what you believe. So.
Right. And maybe you're haunted by, like, you can control, like, on Puppet on a String, like, you can control people through, like, making them, you know what I mean? Just making them decide, like, guiding their choices, kind of, you know?
Guiding or playing with their mind, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also, don't forget, on July 3rd, at the Adam's Apple, at 2 p.m. Eastern, from 2 to 5, sharp. Because there's another show, Marcus Divine comes on 5 p.m. Saturdays, so we'll be turning over to him at 5 p.m. So this is not bar time. We start at 2 o'clock Eastern time, and we end at 5, Saturday, July 3rd. And we have, you know who we got, Bob? I don't think you understand. I don't think you know this. I don't think you got this announcement. We have the special counselor to President Biden, and he's also a chief speechwriter for Vice President Kamala Harris, joining us live on the patio at the Apple on July 3rd.
Get out.
Yeah, Mr. David Sukas. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. So he will be joining us, and he's got a lot to say. And he and I do not agree on everything, but we provoke each other to think. And we agree on several very important aspects of life, and you and I do too. One, treat each other the way you want to be treated. Love over everything. And screw your haters.
Absolutely. No, David's a good guy. It is okay to disagree. And, you know, you can have those kind of conversations with some people. And he's one of them that you actually can have a thoughtful conversation and disagree.
Yeah.
Without it going sideways and getting twisted.
Because we don't get personal, right?
Right.
We don't get personal. So yeah, he's very involved in our government, and it's a good thing because you get, you know, you get to see they're almost like actors, Washington D.C. We only see them on TV, right? And they only tell us what they want us to hear, right? Joe Biden don't get up there and talk about Hunter and all their troubles. Trump didn't talk about all his troubles, right? Well, a little bit, complaining and blaming, but you know what I mean? Yeah. You're focused on, you know, oh, sorry, I got a message from Stu. When I see Stu message me, everybody, he is our top listener. He's like my boss. You know what I mean? He's like the morning show backseat producer. If I got something going on, he tells me. So when I see Stu message me, I'm glad you're back to your normal shift as well, Stu. Welcome back to real life. There's nothing worse in the world than having a steady schedule and then, like, out of nowhere, it changed. You know, a fireman, they're used to that. But even policemen, even police people, police officers, they usually work the same schedule all week, right? If you're on days or you're on afternoons or you're in midnights. And as a police officer, midnights is the place to be. You know, if you like action, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't nothing like a Friday or Saturday night, baby. Even a Wednesday night in Costilla County, Colorado, Wednesday nights are pretty good. Cimarron Mathis driving over stuff, drinking, driving, trying to kill people.
Yeah, but even that kind of scheduling is tough too, because you know, that's only consistent for a week.
Right.
The next week, it's a different week. I mean, it takes you till Wednesday to get it figured out, and by then, you're almost done with it. You know?
Swing shift. Remember that? I think that was popular in the 70s and 80s, and I think that the 090s and the 2000 peoples were like, we're not doing that. That's stupid. What swing shift was, if I'm not mistaken, was you'd work days one week, afternoons the next, and midnights the next. And you would just keep rotating. Or you would work afternoons one month, the next month nights, the next month days, or something like that. I think that's what swing shift was.
I'm not sure exactly. I know it was a very changeable kind of thing. It wasn't real desirable to be working swing shift.
No, I went over the break time and didn't even notice, and there you heard a commercial going. But I'll play it again because they pay for it, you know. But yeah, I think that was swing shift. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But that shift used to be a reality where you would work like maybe a week or 2 weeks or a month, one shift, and then move to the next and move to the... Screw that. My shift is ideal. And people think I'm crazy. I get up at 3:30 in the morning. I love it. I love it. And if I sleep in, I sleep. I think the latest I sleep is 7 o'clock. And my partner gets up, and I usually wake up at 5 4, 5, and I go back to sleep. I force myself. No TV, just lay there with your eyes closed and think, and the next thing you know, it's 7 o'clock. And I force myself on my days off so that I get the rest I need. But I love getting up early, and you hear the birds chirping, and the world comes back to life. It's different. You got to appreciate things like that. That's why we're here. We're not here to go work the grind and do all that crap. That's not why we're here. Not to get too far into it, but we're going to talk about it when we come back from break. So that'll lead into it. Taking back our life, right? We're going to talk some about the summer solstice and how the romantic part of it and all lust maybe for some, but we're going to be talking about that too. But the housing issues and the expense of housing and homelessness and all that combined together. And how do we fix something that for some people ain't broken?
True.
And
they're looking at it like it doesn't bother me.
Right. There are people that live in this world that they'll look at me and go, you pay $1,250 a month for a place to live and you go out 4 nights a week? Are you the stupidest person I've ever met in my life or what? I could literally go to the store, buy a 6-pack of beer I like Beck's beer, so what, $12? Not even that. $10 for a 6-pack. Drink 3 or 4 of them. Even if I drink the whole thing, screw it, I'll splurge. Drink them all. $10. If you go to the bar, more than that. Right? Yeah. So it's a waste of money in some people's mind. In my mind, I go, but when I go to my place of home, it's my fort. It's my place, Other people, they go, but I got my place too, and I own it, and I drive it, and I live in it, and I'm not down by the river, and I'm not an oddity anymore. So who's right? The guy that lives in the woods, or the guy that lives in a $1,250 a month apartment or house, the guy that has 2 jobs and car payments and raising his kids and on and no fun. Or the mother who stays at home, who sacrificed her career. The word sacrifice is an important word. Sacrifice. That means you're giving a part of something for something. And that's one of the things that we, at our age, have been ingrained. We accept things, right? Well, you got to work. You got to do this. You got to do. What is work? Who am I working for?
Right.
But all right, it's break time. When we get back, we're going to be talking about all those issues. And we got some more stories, especially what's going on in Australia. Who would have thunk it? It's not just spiders and snakes down there. They're taking a page off of Oregon. But the government don't like it. Just so you know. Don't think you're going to go to Australia. Well, you're going to go and find what you're looking for, but don't think they're going to like it if they catch you with it. All right. Yeah. We'll be right back. You're listening to Sapphire Soup du Jour on Hot 93.97.
Sapphire. When I'm in the Detroit, Michigan area, I always go to one of Detroit's premier LGBT
754.
bars, the Hayloft Saloon, where men meet Mac and everybody's welcome, or the Cheers.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us this Monday morning. You guys don't want to miss this. We got a lot of good topics to talk about. You can hit us up on our Facebook page. You're already on there now. If you're listening here, thanks for watching. You got to go on 9397network.com and click listen. If you're in the Detroit area. If you're one of the areas that got us on the dial, then that's great. I better turn that down. Or you can go on your cell phone, the free TuneIn Radio app. Just find TuneIn Radio, download the app, find 9397 Network, and then you got us 2 clicks away every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right, have a good day. Time to listen to some old school hip hop. I think that's what they call it, old school rap. All right, I don't know. Bye.